Hey, this is Mad Movie Mark with the Mad Movie Mark movie review. Thank you for joining me as I review the 1938 romantic drama Jezebel.
Nobody ever made me cry but you.
Hey, whoa, hold on. I hope that's not true. And if it is, I apologize. I'm not trying to hurt or harm anyone. I'm just trying to review every movie in this book, The 1001 Films You Must See Before You Die. Jezebel has a star-studded cast, or at least the top half, I would say, is star-studded. It stars Bette Davis as Julie, Henry Fonda as Preston, George Brent as Buck, Margaret Lindsay as Amy, and Faye Banter as Aunt Belle. It was nominated for Best Picture. It won for Best Actress in a Lead Role for Bette Davis. This was the second time she won for Best Actress. It also won Best Actress Supporting for Faye Banter, was nominated for Best Cinematography, and nominated for Best Musical Score. Faye Banter became the first actor to receive nominations in both lead and support for the same year. She was nominated for this for supporting actress, and she was nominated for White Banners for Best Lead Actress. Bette Davis was nominated for 4 consecutive years for Best Actress after this. So she was nominated for Best Actress here, and then 4 consecutive years after that, she was nominated for Best Actress for her other films. And this was the first film to have 2 actresses win Academy Awards for acting for the same film. Now, Bette Davis, this is considered one of her defining roles. Her portrayal of Julie as a headstrong, flawed, and ultimately tragic character is often seen as one of her greatest performances. This movie was a response to Gone with the Wind. Warner Brothers developed Jezebel partly because Davis lost the role of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. This film is praised for its tight narrative, emotional depth, and visual style. The red dress ballroom scene is one of the most famous in classic movie history, and this is set in the antebellum South. The film critiques rigid social codes, especially those governing women's behavior and reputation. Julie's downfall reflects how harshly society punished women who defied expectations. Now, when this film opens up, we are introduced to Julie and Preston. Julie and Preston are engaged, and Preston is at a work meeting. He works at a bank. It's a meeting that he is absolutely unable to leave. It's very important to his career, very important to the future of the bank. And Julie is upset because she wants him to be at a dress fitting. She is getting dressed for a ball that they're going to. It's the most important ball of the year where everyone goes. All the women wear white. All the unmarried women wear white, and they dance. It's a big gala. They have a great time, and she wants Preston to be there to help pick out her dress, but he is unable to go because of work. Now, she gets incredibly upset that he's not able to attend, and to get back at him, she decides that she is going to wear a red dress to the ball, which of course is just a scandal. Women cannot wear dresses of color if they are unmarried, and this really sets Preston off. He gets very upset and very concerned because he knows that when they go to the ball, they're going to be judged and looked at. But Julie doesn't care. She's very headstrong. She is very much like she wants to be an independent woman, and she wants to get back at Preston for not coming to her dress fitting. So they end up going to the ball, and when they get there, they are looked at, they are stared at. People kind of walk away from them and try to avoid them because of the scandalous dress that she's wearing. And when they go to dance on the ballroom floor, everyone steps back from them and they're left dancing alone with everyone looking at them. And Julie senses what's going on, and she realizes that she made a mistake here and that she should have worn the white dress like everyone else. And she begs Preston to let her go home so that they can get away from the embarrassment. But he continues to dance. He basically, it seems like, this is a you made your bed, now you're going to lie in it type of situation. And when they get home, he basically says that he doesn't think that they should be together anymore, that he is embarrassed by what happens, and then she slaps him on the face. And after that, we move forward an entire year, and we learn that Julie has been at home. Preston has gone up north for some work stuff that he has to do involving the bank. And Julie basically has hermited herself in her house. She is incredibly depressed. She misses Preston. She knows that she made a mistake and that she pushed him away. She embarrassed him. And all she wants to do is have Preston back in her life. And that would make her the happiest woman alive. So she learns that Preston is coming back to town, and she is filled with energy and vigor, and she is ready to live her life again. And she decides that she's going to have this grand party to invite him back. It's going to be a welcome home party because she believes that he's coming back for her, that he misses her too, that he wants to be with her, and this is going to be the happiest moment of their lives is when they meet again. So she throws the party, and then when Preston ends up showing up, he brings his new wife, Amy. Amy is from New York, so she is up north. She is not familiar with the customs and everything that you would have in the South. It seems like there are two different worlds that everyone lives in, the South and the North. But she is making a lot of friends. Everyone she has met so far loves her, and she is trying to just mingle with all of Preston's family and be friends with them. She also brings, I think it's her brother she brings with him. And this is now Preston's brother as well. And they meet Bette Davis, they meet Julie. Before they meet Julie, though, she meets Preston alone, and she's wearing her white dress, and she gets down on the floor and she begs for him. She says, "Please take me back. I love you. I know you love me too. We made mistakes, but I'm different now, and I'm going to be the girl you always want me to be. I'm on the ground. I'm looking up at you. I'm begging you to take me back." And Preston just says, "Please don't do this." And then his wife walks into the room, and he says, "This is my wife, Amy." Now, at first she thinks he's just joking because they love each other. Why would he marry someone else when they're in love with each other? But obviously it's not a joke. They are married. Later on, she'll kind of get Preston outside, and she'll be like, "Why did you do this? Why did you marry someone else?" And he'll say, "Well, because I'm in love with her. I fell out of love with you. You hurt me. You left me. You did this to our relationship, basically. And I moved on and I married someone else." Now, Julie, being Julie, decides she's going to try to get some revenge on this. So she has an old flame named Buck, and she tries to get Buck and Preston to kind of argue with each other about the North and South customs, about politics. And they do argue with each other. They do have some heated discussions with each other back and forth, in which Preston seems to be very unforgiving with his with how mean he is, I guess, to Buck. This fuels Preston's new brother to also argue with Buck, and he ends up challenging Buck to a duel because he gets so upset with how Buck is talking about the North and politics and things, and he just doesn't like the cut of his jib, so he decides he's going to challenge him to a duel. Now, Buck is a skilled duelist. He has done many duels in the past. Obviously, he's never lost because he's still alive. But to everyone's shock and dismay, Buck loses the duel and passes away. Now, after this happens, Preston is called, I believe they call him back north, because he has to go do some dealings with the bank. His friend who was his partner with the bank, I believe, has caught the yellow fever. The yellow fever is a pandemic that's sweeping the North and the South. It's just running amok everywhere, and he has to go and he has to help at the bank. He has to cross lines, essentially. So what it is there's this division between the North and the South, where you can't cross because people who are sick are crossing from one to the other. And if you cross and you even look like you're sick, they shoot you and kill you because they don't want you to infect other people. They believe that this yellow fever is highly infective. So, you can be infected pretty easily. So anyone who complained about having to carry an ID card for COVID, at least you weren't shot whenever you went to a restaurant if they thought you had it. But anyway, he goes back to deal with this banking stuff, and when he gets there, he falls ill, and he ends up getting yellow fever as well. Now, I would say the end of this movie, where he goes and to deal with stuff at the bank, and he ends up getting yellow fever, is some of the most, it's very tense. It's very on the edge of your seat. The music is phenomenal in this film. It was nominated for Best Music Scoring, and it is absolutely fantastic throughout the entire film, but especially at the end here. The music is just great. There's the family has like a lot of African American, I want to say, butlers and people who work for them. It's basically almost like a slave plantation, I would say. And they sing a lot of like slave type music in harmony with each other. And the singing is beautiful. The songs are beautiful. The music and the score is just absolutely phenomenal. So he ends up falling ill, and the family wants to go back and see, Amy wants to go back and see him. So they end up getting on a carriage. They get like a note from a governor or something saying that they can cross the lines, or a senator or something. And while they're doing that, Julie ends up going this like back swamp area with one of her servants to try to get to Preston. And this is a very dangerous way for her to go, because if someone sees her and she's white and she's going this way, she will automatically be shot for fear that she has the yellow fever and she's trying to get away from where the yellow fever is. But she ends up making it to Preston. She ends up trying to put cold compresses on his head and nurse him back to health. When Amy gets there, they all learn that Preston's going to be sent to a leopard island, and Amy wants to go with him. Now, Julie convinces her not to go because she doesn't know Southern customs, and she's not going to be able to survive there without really knowing Southern customs. So Julie goes with her, and then that's or with him, and then that's basically the end of the movie. This movie is Bette Davis is on her game in this film. I haven't seen, I don't think, any of the other performances who were nominated for Best Actress, but she won, and I think just watching this performance, I would say she deserved it. She was amazing in this film. Her acting range is absolutely phenomenal. I would say Henry Fonda was just Henry Fonda. I didn't think he was particularly great, but even when he's just Henry Fonda, he's still one of the greatest actors who ever lived. I don't know. He didn't have a whole lot of ways to use his acting range, I felt like, in this film, but I still thought he did a really good job. George Brent as Buck did what he needed to do as well. Honestly, for Faye Banter, who was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, or who won for Best Supporting Actress, a lot of her scenes were really good, but I didn't think she was really given enough or had enough screen time to really be considered a Best Supporting Actress. Like, if I had watched this movie all the way through and not know, because I'd look at the award stuff before I watched the movies, and not known that she had won Best Supporting Actress, and I got to the end of the film and then I looked it up, I would have had to really struggle to remember where she was and what she was doing throughout this movie. So I don't know if she really did enough for me to win or to even be nominated for Best Supporting Actress, but all the acting was great in this movie. That, like I said, the music was phenomenal. I would say the music is what really won this movie over for me, especially the last 20 minutes was just heart pounding. It was, you have guns going off because they fought the yellow fever with guns and gunpowder or something. They thought they fired guns and cannons into the air. For some reason that would help the yellow fever go away. But it's just heart pounding music at the end. It's absolutely phenomenal. I thought this movie was really good. It's very much a shorter film than the Gone with the Wind. I don't know if I see a lot of similarities between this and Gone with the Wind. There's a Southern belle in this film, and it's in the South. I don't know how many similarities. It's been a long time since I've seen Gone with the Wind. I probably saw Gone with the Wind 25 years ago, so I don't remember a lot about it, but I don't remember this being that close to it. So people make that distinction and say this is like a poor man's Gone with the Wind, I guess, or a shorter version of Gone with the Wind, or it's Bette Davis's Gone with the Wind. I don't know. Maybe it's just been too long since I've seen it, but I don't remember that many similarities. But I thought this movie was really good. I will give it an 8.5 out of 10. I hope you join me next time when I review a movie called The Baker's Wife. Thank you. Have a great day.